everyone, this is Linda from Food Focus, and welcome to another hashtag Monday Motivation. We're doing this just as an inspiration to you as our food industry colleagues. We want to say a big hashtag thank you for our food. Thank you for all the hard work that you're doing while we've been locked down and doing things in our home offices. You've been out there and you've been taking your lives into your own hands in that respect, and we really just want you to know that we appreciate it. Today, I decided that it would be good to have coffee with the profs. And so I have as my guests today 3 different professors that are involved in the food industry from all around the country. And I'm really excited that I have Professor Lise Korsten from Pretoria University, Professor Arno Hugo from the University of the Free State, and Professor Pieter from the University of Stellenbosch. So I have distinguished guests. I've never been in the same room as so many academics and highly esteemed people, and they have an inspirational message, not just to students, but to us as the food industry today. So I'm going to ask Lisa to take us away. Thank you, Prof.
Hi, everybody. I first of all want to say I'm Lise Korsten, and I'm actually by training a plant pathologist and a microbiologist, so a real hybrid. And then I did my PhD in agricultural sciences, so I've really been around the block. And of course, I'm working at the University of Pretoria. And this is the biggest residential university in the country. So I have my 2 competitive colleagues, and I want to tell you something about the University of Pretoria. We're actually a multi-campus public research intensive university, and we were established in 1908. So more than 100 years. And we currently have 7 campuses and 9 faculties. And of course, we've got the famous Gouws Business School, and you know, it's the top ranked 50 in the world. And we have a veterinary faculty, and we're lying in the top 500 of the QS ranking. And I know Stellenbosch will out us on this because they're number 3 in South Africa. We're number 4. Nevertheless, we were, interestingly enough, with the employer reputation indicator, regarded as 230th in the world index. With other words, we are a preferential employer of choice, and that's a world indicator. So what I'm saying is we are training the workers for you, the food scientists. What do I do? Well, I'm sitting in the Faculty of Agricultural and Natural Sciences, and I'm actually in a department of Plant and Soil Sciences, but I'm also the co-director of the DST NRF Center of Excellence Food Security. So you can just imagine I'm actually doing quite a lot of research on fresh produce, post-harvest waste, food safety in the whole supply chain, and I'm passionate about agriculture and food.
Lisa, I did expect that there would be a little bit of this rivalry, you know, bringing the universities together on the platform. I did think that maybe we would have a little bit of this. Lisa, what would you like to say to the food industry at this time where it's just so uncertain?
Well, first of all, I want to say that I deeply respect the food industry. You know, it's really been amazing over the years to see how they've been able to engage all the sectors, from agriculture all the way through to the consumer. And I would like to wish the industry ample grit and endurance. And I want to emphasize their importance and the role they're playing in food security and how much we appreciate it. And it's not only about food security, it's also about providing food of uncompromised food safety. So that role must never, ever be underestimated. And we have a very growing informal sector and a lot of emphasis in this country supporting the informal sector. But what I want to say is that the formal sector and the food industry, they already comply with food safety requirements. So adding COVID challenges to their existing portfolio is nothing. And I believe they can continue with that COVID protected food environment, because a lot of people will now be very concerned about, is that food still safe? If I purchase it, can I handle it? Can I take the shopping bag home? And in fact, I've just said on another webinar, the challenge is not in the formal sector. It's going to be in the informal sector. So what I'm saying is we appreciate what you're doing as an industry, and we know that you're the hand feeding the people of this country.
Absolutely. Thank you, Lise. I'm now going to take us to the Free State. Prof. Hugo, from the University of the Free State. What can you say to the food industry today?
Linda, for the opportunity to contribute to this webinar. My name is Arno Hugo. I'm from the Food Science Division of the University of the Free State, where we train undergraduate and postgraduate students for the food industry. Our research is mostly focused on the chemical, microbiological, and sensory quality and stability of food. My field of specialization is meat science and technology, with a special interest in the lipid component of meat and meat products. Current research projects that we are busy with include things like investigations on how you can change the diets of meat-producing animals to help to improve the health properties of fat tissue in meat. We are also busy with projects on the use of natural preservatives and the effect of salt reduction on the quality and stability of meat and other products. And our expertise on lipid chemistry also allows us to do research on oils and the fat component of milk, dairy products, and plant foods. We also use our analytical facilities and expertise to deliver chemical analysis, microbiological analysis, sensory analysis, and consultancy service to the food industry. We just finished construction of a brand new state-of-the-art sensory laboratory that is well equipped and staffed to deliver commercial sensory analysis services to the food industry. I want to thank our food industry for their commitment in these difficult times, and want to encourage them to continue with the essential services that they deliver. With food industry, I include the agricultural production sector, the food ingredients industry, the food processing industry, the food distribution industry, as well as the retail sector. You are the frontline workers and our first line of defense. South Africans rely on you. You bring stability in each South African's life by supplying us safe and nutritious food. It is thanks to your endeavors that our supermarket shelves are full and that panic buying was basically unnecessary. You work under difficult conditions. You are at great personal risk when traveling to work, when working on factory floors, when traveling home. There's no evidence that COVID-19 can be transmitted via food, but you had to adapt to even more strict hygienic protocols to prevent the spread of the virus via attachment to packaging materials and during distribution of food. Luckily, the meat and food industry already learned valuable lessons from the 2018 Listeria outbreak. And this is all due to good teamwork, good leadership, and your ability to adapt. You had to adapt to even higher levels of alertness towards hygiene and had to implement even stricter hygiene protocols than that you are used to. I spoke to some of our alumni in the meat and food industry over the past few weeks. They are hard at work. All that I can say is we are proud of you. You are doing an incredible job. Thank you. As all other universities, the University of the Free State is under lockdown. Staff is working from home. We also started on the 20th of April with the challenging task of online teaching to our undergraduate and honor students. And this online teaching will enable us to complete the 2020 food science curriculum. Postgraduate students are currently at home busy with literature work, processing and analyzing data, writing up research work. They are in constant contact with the supervisors. We hope that we'll be able to welcome them back in the laboratory soon. All our food science lectures are available. If you have any queries, I can put you in contact with any of them. My email address is hugoa@ufs.ac.za, and my cell number is 083-388-3399. 0599. Good luck to all of you.
Thank you, Arno. Thank you very much for those really, really inspiring words. I think you've put it in such a way that makes us all very mindful of how serious the risk is to our colleagues. We are now going to the Western Cape. So I'm handing over now to Professor Gouws. Prof, how's that red Ferrari of yours coming along?
Well, I've basically replaced that one with some crutches. I'm walking at this moment on 2 legs, so I'm quite happy with that one. But good. Everybody's asking me the question, are you still going to buy the motorbike? No, I'm not. I might just buy another one, so who knows? So yes, I'm Pieter Gouws, working at Food Science at Stellenbosch University, and I'm also the director of the Center for Food Safety, a very unique center where we innovate through collaboration, and that's why I quite enjoy this webinar where we can talk to each other, with each other, and share some of the information. So during this lockdown, the university and all its related academic activities, research has been suspended due to the lockdown regulations. We are all working from home, and you are more than welcome to contact us. I think at this moment we are actually doing more work than we're supposed to do. Some of my colleagues actually said that we're now doing 20% more of the normal time. And yes, the perks of that is you can have a very nice lunch that's been prepared not by yourself and all those kind of things. And that's why we rely on the food industry to supply us with safe food. And the circumstances under which we are working and which the food industries are working is very challenging at this moment. I realize that the situation is evolving and it might just change with time. We don't know, and even at short notice. But nevertheless, I am very impressed by the dedication and the hard work of all the people in the food industry during this lockdown. The Center for Food Safety provides stakeholders with the opportunity to develop and exchange knowledge, experience, and to expertise in the area of food safety, food defense, and food processing. And all of us at the university are online. We will attend to any queries that you do have. And all of my postgraduate students are actually working, as Professor Hugo said, on their lit reviews and all the other things. And I must say, the quality of work that's coming out now is much better because there's no bars that's open or other places that they can go to basically do some other work. You know, Stellenbosch is quite well known for its wine and everything. So I'm very glad that they can do some work, at least. We're getting turnover time that's actually quite good. So therefore, we educate and raise awareness to support an increase in food safety culture and things related to food safety. We provide the science behind food safety and food safety innovation, and we want to be an independent and credible food safety center where people can ask us different questions. I must say, a lot of questions in the last few weeks related to COVID-19, and this is a very difficult time of the year or even in the world related to this virus. But maintaining the movement of food along the food chain is very essential, and therefore the food industry needs to play a huge role in that. It is needed to maintain consumer confidence in the safety of the food and also in the availability of the food. And we've seen that during the last 27 or 28 days that we've been in this lockdown. There's now an urgent requirement for the industries to ensure measures to protect their food workers. And I think that is going to be very, very important to prevent the exposure of the virus and also to prevent the virus from spreading to each other. And therefore, we need to strengthen the food hygiene and sanitation practices that we have in the food industry. Most of the industry do have food safety management systems in place based on hazard principles to manage the safety risk. And as Lise actually said, due to that and the prerequisite programs that include good hygiene, cleaning and sanitation, zoning of processing areas, supplier control, storage and distribution, personal hygiene and fitness to work, all will play a role in trying to reduce this virus. So I think the food industries are actually geared to make sure that there will not be a spread, and this should actually reduce the risk of the virus in their establishments. But the problem, as Lisa said, is going to be in the informal sector where we need to pay some more attention. It is unlikely that people can contract the virus from food or food packaging, and we need to basically be clear about that one. But it's very important that the food industries now should actually reinforce personal hygiene and provide refresher courses in personal hygiene and train the people how to do that effectively, specifically in the distribution area. And in addition, the food industry is strongly advised to introduce physical distancing. That might just be an issue in the factory environment itself, but promote more frequent hand washing and sanitation at each stage of food processing, but also during the transportation and the marketing of the food products. Let us all remain positive, focused on the task ahead, and please adhere to all the lockdown regulations set out by the government for our own safety, for the safety of our friends and family, and the safety of all the professors that's sitting on this webinar.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you to the profs. You see, I said I was going to have coffee with the profs, and I managed to do that today. So thank you very much for those very encouraging words. Also, thank you for the advice and the reminders of the things that we should be doing as the food industry. I agree. I think we are in a better position than some other industries that may now be coming back online in terms of personal hygiene, because we are supposed to be washing our hands anyway. And so increasing the vigilance, as we have been doing in the last few weeks, hearing from the profs is the right thing to do. So let's keep doing those basic things that we know have held us in good stead. So I would like to take this opportunity to thank the profs for making themselves available today. Thank you for your time to each one of you. I really appreciate the fact that you've taken time out of that working from home schedule with that very nice lunch. Thank you for being with us. We really appreciate your time. Any last words from any of the profs?
I just would like to say, I think we need a little bit of training in terms of how to put masks on.
Yes,
so I think that's important.
Yes, I think so. I did feel very sorry, though, for the president last night, because I think it very clearly showed how this is definitely not comfortable for any of us in terms of this new look that we all have to adopt. And I wonder whether we will, we'll soon see this as a formal piece of national clothing when it comes to wearing masks. I agree with you, Lisa. I think we can actually have potential for cross-contamination if we don't deal correctly with the masks. Thank you to the profs.
Thank you very much.
Challenge the industry by saying you should do your branding on your mask.
There we go, branded masks. That sounds great. Let's do that, and let's take some photographs and let's put them out there so that we can like them and we can say hashtag thank you for our food. Very good idea. Very good idea. Thank you so much. Have a good week further. And I'd like to send a special shout out today to the Africa Reclaimers organization. I'm thinking very closely of the guys that would have been making a living now from reclaiming plastic, and it's very difficult times for them, very difficult times for that particular group. So Luando, I'm sending you guys a shout out because I know that you're hard at work trying to keep your members safe but also fed. Everyone have a good week and enjoy the public holidays, and we'll chat to you soon.
Thanks everybody. Bye.
Bye-bye.